Hi guys, and so in this video I'm going to be going over my mantra node that I made to do to do easier workflow that I reviewed. So I'm going to be going over it a little bit in detail. And so let me move to the render directory here. And so this is how I organize my projects. I don't know where this came from. That's weird. Oh, I think a rogue node made that. I made a mistake. So I always save. I have my project folder. I have my stuff in here, and here's the render. So I always have a path, and the reason why I think I explained this before is the numbers in here. This was just to break it up and to organize in a different way because I had steps in here. So that's just how I chose to name the elements. So as you can see, this element name lines up here. And in here I have all the different names. So in an earlier version I had a lot of things and you really just didn't see them, and it was a lot of work, and I decided I'm not going to put my time here. I'm going to put my time in an area that's I'm going to get much more mileage out in this project. So you can see how there's some leftover directories. And so the name of the node lines up with here. And now in here I have versions. And this is when I made a mistake. So, and that version, it goes right here. So now I can add these versions. And you can do some other fancy things here. You could make a increment version button and do stuff like that. The one we have at work is much more heavy duty, and it's very smooth. It's very smooth. But this gets the job done for at home, where I can do my hobby CG. So the way I did this, like I said, is I duplicated the mantra node in here. And, oh, I'm missing an OTL. So basically I just duplicated this and then I saved it elsewhere. And so you can do that in your operator type manager. And so when you say use this definition, Houdini knows which version to use. So you can take Houdini's default OTLs and then you can customize them. If you find that you're doing some things regularly all the time, this is what you want to do. So Houdini is incredibly customizable, and so I'm going to show you some of the things that I'm doing there. I'm also using OpenEXR 2.0 and doing deep compositing in Nuke, and this is just incredible. This is the best thing to happen to effects since fluid sims, in my opinion. Like, it's so huge. It makes I get a hit on the comp render times, but the amount of work to get elements intertwined, I 10 times make up for it, a billion times. It's just incredible. And so that's set here. And as you can see, these are both red, so they are Python expressions. So let's take a look at how one of these read. And so I'm just going to walk through it because there's a lot of commands, and really, I've been doing this for a while and I always have the help manual up. So I'm going to pause and bring that up. Alright, so this is all of Houdini's commands, and the majority of them you're going to find them in who.node. And I always pull this up, there's a lot of stuff, but really it's, don't worry about it. Like, it's all available here for you, and it's quite easy. Now, if you're completely new to Python, I'm going to pause and bring up another page. Here is something that you can use, and this is Code Academy. And so this is, I highly recommend if you want to get just familiar and have a little tutor with Python, Code Academy is absolutely excellent. I really, really like it, and I recommend it to everyone. I was using it for to learn another language called Ruby. And so really cool stuff, and this is a really great way to get your feet wet if you want to learn on your own. Come to Coda Academy and start learning Python. So those are basically the resources. Do this first if you're not familiar with Python, then you can move to the reference, and now I'll just walk through this to explain. So we're coming up 5 minutes. I might have to stop. I'm going to probably go pretty quick. All right, so who evaluating parameter points to this parameter here, so I know. And then I can go .node, which returns the node. It returns mantra. Now I can set the path, and now I have this thing called who HDA node.hda module. So I look at the node, and what I'm looking at is, oh, I have it up here. I'm looking at this. Here's the HDA module right here. And so here are my custom functions that I can build to aid me. And then so I look at simgdir. And here it is. And so what this does is this takes an argument here, node, and so which we pass right here because we declared. So imgdir.node. So it passes the node into imgdir, and then it computes. And so it gets the Houdini file name, and then I just run the process on it. Then I build, I get the version from the node, which is right here, so I get version 4. I turn it into a 2-padded string, and then I get the element, and then I run a join command, and that basically builds my path. Because the hipdir, it's all my stuff is relative to the hip directory. So that's pretty much the basics. I'm just running a bunch of Python string commands that are being held in here. So, and then here's the other one, image file name. And that returns the name. And so what's important is have this create intermediate directories created. So you might want to do some other things, like you might want to put this on your camera if you have, you're doing a sequence and a special shot like that. So that's pretty much what I did to get the automatic directory building, and I highly recommend it. You don't want to be typing this stuff in, especially with this many nodes. This is a process. It'll take you maybe an hour or two, and you could automate it, and it's going to save you 10 or 20 or 40 hours over the course of the project. Maybe not that much, but I just don't like doing stuff tedious. All right, well, hopefully this was informative and helped you out, and we will see you next time. I'm probably going to start going over the energy stuff. Take care.